On today's Toy Spot, we're going to be having a look at the Mattel WWE Legends Series 2. We're going to be looking today at Jake the Snake Roberts. One of my favorite WWF legends from the 80s growing up, Jake the Snake Roberts. What can I really say? Jake the Snake Roberts. Great wrestler. Never really carried a title, unfortunately, but very entertaining nonetheless. Package-wise, as you can see, we've got the no E, no F, just a W, Legends at the top corner there. Down below, Jake the Snake Roberts. Also want to point out a very nice picture of Jake the Snake Roberts. The very same picture that can be found actually on the back. One thing I will probably comment on at the time that I open this up is, I'll touch base on it right now. It seems to me like they've based not only the profile design of Jake the Snake Roberts, but they've also based his character, the figure itself, on what looks to be the older Jake the Snake Roberts as opposed to the younger Jake the Snake Roberts. Find that rather interesting, but certainly I'll talk more about that when it's out of package. The read-up says, memorable moment in 1991, Jake the Snake Roberts became a mentor to the Ultimate Warrior. During the Warrior's bitter rivalry against The Undertaker, Roberts claimed that the answer to defeating the dead man could be found inside a chest amidst a room of snakes. After braving the serpents to retrieve the chest, Warrior opened only to be stricken in the face by a king cobra. Shortly afterward, it was revealed that the Snake and Undertaker had been working together the whole time. As Roberts said himself, never trust a snake. Oh, Jake Roberts, you sly dog. Down below, the other figures in this wave. Got Terry Funk, Iron Sheik, Jake the Snake Roberts, Ravishing Rick Rude, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, who I might add, let me just stop the review for a second, say his daughter, very attractive. I don't know what it is, something about her I find mysteriously fascinating, very attractive. And also, the Ugandan giant Kamala. So there you go. Let's take a break. What we're going to do is we're going to get this opened up, and we will have a look at the master of the DDT, Jake the Snake Roberts. Stay tuned, guys. More to come. And with every other WWE legend, or in this case WWF legend, Jake the Snake Roberts also includes the same WWE logo stand. It's the same stand as you get with all the other wrestlers. Of course, including a cardboard piece, Jake the Snake Roberts. Put that in a display stand. Let me throw this out there as well. I really like these display stands. Certainly, for a display reason, it's ideal to have the wrestlers actually standing in front of their carded displays. So you do get that. Move that aside. Issue number 1, not necessarily a big issue, but an issue number 1 with Jake the Snake Roberts, at least the figure here, is the fact that he comes, as you can see, with a King Cobra. King Cobra was used on a couple of instances. Do correct me if I'm wrong. I'm certain that Jake the Snake used the King Cobra to bite Macho Man during their short feud. But issue number 1 I have with this figure is generally, for most wrestling fans, you tend to think of Jake Roberts with a python. Either the original python, Damien. Certainly everybody remembers that. Until, of course, poor Damien, met his end at the rear end of Earthquake, when Earthquake sat on him. Then Jake Roberts came back with a much larger albino python named Lucifer. In both cases, Jake Roberts had pythons, and instead, Mattel, for some reason, packaged him with a king cobra. I like the king cobra. The cobra certainly, if the camera is going to allow me, is certainly well detailed. Although personally, from this guy, this fella's perspective, this guy's opinion, I think Jake Roberts should have really come with a python. So, I like the snake. By the way, the snake doesn't do anything. It's not wired or anything like that. It's just a rubber. You can certainly wrap it around Jake as well. But missed the ball. I don't know. Giving him a python seemed to make more sense. We'll put that down. I'm sure the snake won't go anywhere. And let's have a look at Jake the Snake Roberts. It does look like Jake Roberts, although something I mentioned in the package end of the review, it certainly comes across more as the older Jake the Snake Roberts than a younger Roberts. Issue number 2 is the tights they gave him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Certainly he has worn these tights before. But the way I look at it, if I pull out the display stand here, W Legends, Jake the Snake Roberts. If you are going to release maybe the only Jake Roberts in this line, would you not maybe want to give him a more iconic attire? Usually when I think of Jake the Snake Roberts, I usually think of either two tights. I think of the green tights with the snake, or I usually think of the black tights with the snake. I don't tend to think of the fiery pants with the snake. Again, it looks like they went with the older idea of Jake the Snake Roberts, which is fine, but I think if you really wanted to capture the real feel of Jake the Snake Roberts, I would have personally gone not only with a python as opposed to a king cobra, but I would have also gone with green tights. The head isn't too bad on him. The hair is nicely sculpted. If I could really make any fault with the actual figure, at least the head, is the fact that there is a glaring area where you can see that his hair was merely a separate piece that they've mounted on over top of what looks to be just a sculpted hair underneath. I'm sure if you pulled this off, if you were to pull this off, I wouldn't recommend it. You probably would find a very bald Jake the Snake Roberts underneath. It's a standard body on him, used with several other wrestling figures from this line. They've got some chest hair going on there, some not burly, but he's got some mild chest hair going on there. In the way of Jake's articulation, Jake's head does rotate. You can still get a lot of movement out of it, despite the fact he has long hair. He has the ball-jointed shoulders. He's got a twist in the bicep. You can bend at the elbow. You can rotate the hand. You can also bend the hand back and forth. There is a mid-torso bend, a swivel at the waist. The legs can bend forward, bend back, bend out. You can also rotate the thigh. You can bend the knee at 2 points. You can rotate the boot. And finally, you can bend the foot. So there you go. As a big fan of Jake the Snake Roberts, I would say it's a pickup, but strange, I'm still surprised that Mattel went the route that they did and gave us, instead of giving us the obvious, a Damien or Lucifer python, even perhaps a bag that the snake could have been in, and giving us more recognizable pants. Instead, they went the route of giving us this figure. It's a good figure, but it's not as good as he probably could have been as a Jake the Snake Roberts figure. Though liking this figure quite a bit, I would say this figure garners probably about a 6. Now, perhaps now that they've got the sculpt, it would be nice that Mattel releases this guy yet again, and perhaps gives us the green pants or the black tights, either or. But thanks for watching, guys. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Mattel WWF Legends Jake the Snake Roberts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.